product of the state of Maine. The state of Maine wanted to have rail service restored after a 30-year hiatus and worked very hard. It was formed, and service to Maine was restored because it was a citizens' initiative. There was a group called Train Riders Northeast that collected 90,000 signatures. They brought to the State House and said, we want passenger service back. A law was passed and never was formed, and that's how we got here. 22 years train motion for the Downeaster because a bill that doesn't necessarily mean they'll come. You have to work at it every day. This is a business. People have lots of choices, and we spend about $480,000 every year promoting this service to fill those trains. Train service works and it's effective when there are lots of people on it. This is a volume business, so we need to keep people on it. It's also very nimble. Traffic is middle-aged, a little bit upper income, but people travel for all kinds of different reasons. 30% basically on the last survey are for business, additional 50% classic leisure, and the rest are for other miscellaneous reasons, medical appointments, visit family, those. But every transportation system on the planet makes money. It's important. And our governor knows, legislature knows, and our congressional delegation knows that that is a wise investment, because beyond the transportation components of the Downeaster rail service and moving people back and forth, this service has really had a dramatic economic impact on the region. Our station communities every other month, and we hear the stories about the things that are happening in those communities. The hard thing is trying to put a dollar value and quantify those things and capture them so you can have some tangible facts to bring to people to demonstrate that they really are. There's a strong economic argument for investing in passenger rail, and to demonstrate that it's really had a benefit on our region. We worked with a group called the Center for Neighborhood Technology, who are a nationally respected organization that look at the benefits of development associated with rail stations. They studied our service and came out with a report that said over the course of the next 20 years, as including our existing service and our expanded service to Brunswick, that cumulatively there would be $7.2 billion in construction investment along that corridor, resulting from the rail service that was there. That would stimulate the creation of 17,800 jobs, and also would generate $76 million in new tax revenues to the state of Maine. So when you're looking at your decision maker and you're looking at, we're going to spend $6.5 million a year, but we're going to generate all this impact, and you can demonstrate it, that's really been a very strong argument, and why the state of Maine continues to want to expand passenger advocating and getting a downtown location for our students. The downtown stations are the ones that are really thriving, particularly those that were in communities that really needed a boost, needed something new, that had potential or maybe had peaked and were, kind of a little bit nostalgic in terms of when their heydays were. But we've really seen the downtown stations flourish. In fact, most of our stations happen around investment that's happened around the stations. Saco and Biddeford. That whole region there there are two towns. They're separated by the Saco River. The train station's right next to them. An old mill community with lots of abandoned mills. Those places had been abandoned for 30, 40 years. Nothing had happened, none of the windows in them. Chamber of Commerce has moved in there, and they provide daytime transportation services. They built this little hub, and people come in and play checkers and backgammon during the day and watch the trains come and go. Really a little mecca. But most importantly is these mills that surround it, the ones in Saco and the ones in Biddeford, cumulatively in Biddeford, $300 million investment projects currently underway to renovate those mills, make them mixed-use, retail, commercial, residential complexes, and on the Saco side, another $100 million. These are going to create hundreds of jobs and tremendous impact for the area.